I just wish we could turn this all around and get some solid listeners following us. And here, it's the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Show. And he is the Jiggy Jaguar.
Well, thank you much, Mr. Craig Jordan, back here on the world-famous live test show here on TalkRadioX.com. You can get more information on us at TalkRadioX.com. We have a Skype call. We have a skip call. Whatever the hell they want to call these things these days. Who is this on the Skype? Who is this?
It's Kaizn. Here to talk to you about Dirty Liberty.
Mr. Dirty Liberty. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
We may be joined, I want to warn you up front, we may be joined by Corey from Milwaukee here in a few moments. So just to let you know, just a heads up there, my friend.
All right, no problem.
But we've got Mr. Dirty Liberty with us today. Tell me a little bit about Dirty Liberty.
Well, Dirty Liberty is a concept that my business partner and friend Sean Empire and I came up with. It was just we wanted to release a dance EP, but we wanted to make it interesting, and we decided, hey, you know what, let's make people laugh, and so we tried pushing the vocal elements to the limits, and we took some naughty vocals and we mixed it in some epic downbeat trance songs, and we came up with Dirty Liberty.
You can find Dirty Liberty on the internet. It's dirtyliberty.ca. You can also find them on Twitter at Dirty Liberty, and of course the Facebook. It's facebook.com/dirtyliberty. And tell me a little bit about the name Dirty Liberty. What was the idea behind this name, my friend?
Oh, well, yeah. So in the whole process of brainstorming, the creativity part of it, and making the music and all that, we had a conversation, and it was funny because we're saying how privileged we were, because we're from Canada, so we're thinking how privileged we were out in the West to be able to express ourselves, in any way possible. So it was just funny in the sense where we pushed it to the limits, and we had the freedom to do it. So it's when freedom goes too far, right? And that's where we came up with Dirty Liberty.
You can get more information on Dirty Liberty at dirtyliberty.ca. You can also find them on Twitter at Dirty Liberty and Facebook.com/Dirty Liberty. And I love the sound that you guys have. We're going to play some Dirty Liberty here in a few on the live test show here. Now tell me a little bit about being a producer and being an artist. How do you balance the two with the group Dirty Liberty?
Oh, hey, that's a real good question. To be quite honest with you, my number one priority is to be a producer, just because Sean Empire and myself, Kaizn, were co-owners of an independent record label called Militant Records. So, my first duty is to produce. So this album was created when there was, when we weren't working on our artists, such as Kalunga and Liso's album. So, whenever I find that, empty time where there's, not a lot of things going on, that's when I, switch roles as a producer and become an artist, and, and we create something.
Cool stuff. We've got Dirty Liberty with us today. dirtyliberty.ca is their website. And what has been the best show? Do you guys do a lot of live stuff, live performance stuff?
Unfortunately, a few months ago, about maybe 2 months ago. So we haven't gotten an opportunity. We're trying to figure things out, just because of we took a risk making this, right? So, we have to find places that are open to humor and, open to what we're presenting here to our fans. So as of right now, no, but we are planning on maybe setting up some online streaming where, people could be in the comfort of their own homes, on their laptops, computer, what have you, on their tablets, and they can just, watch me DJ through some of the songs.
Dirty Liberty with us today. You can find them on Facebook, also on Twitter, and dirtyliberty.ca is their official website. What is the top reason why you guys want to do music? What's the top reason that you're doing this Dirty Liberty project?
You know what? That's it comes from I guess it's for personal growth. To be quite honest with you, the whole thing is that we just didn't want to just release a dance album, or Kaizn and myself, I just didn't want to release just another dance album. I wanted to take a risk, and a lot of times new music, great music, is, created from people taking risks. So it was a kind of vulnerable position for me as a producer, but I said, hey, you know what, let's do this. I'm sure, we find it funny. I'm sure other people can connect to it and find it funny. And we released it. And, so far the feedback we've gotten from fans, has been great. They get it, and, they enjoy listening to it.
We've got Dirty Liberty with us today here on the live test show at TalkRadioX.com. You can get more information on us on Twitter at TalkRadioX. You can also find Dirty Liberty on Twitter at Dirty Liberty. And do you have any other members of your family that are musicians, or are you the only one that got the musical talent in the family?
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm the only one that got the musical bug, I guess. I just started from an early age. I remember on my 5th birthday, I got a nice Casio keyboard. I think it was called the Rap Man or something like that. And
cool.
From there it sprouted. And here I am today.
Cool stuff. We've got Dirty Liberty with us today here on the live test show. TalkRadioX.com is the official website, and DirtyLiberty.ca is their website. Talk to me a little bit about your musical background. What's that like?
Oh, yeah. So I'm still growing as an artist and a producer, truthfully. So my growth isn't over yet, but my what I'm strong in producing is just urban music. So anything from R&B, hip hop, soul, blues, all that stuff. Electronic music, of course, dance music, trance, and all that. That's what my background is. That's what I've been doing. And the artists we have on our record label, think Militant Records, such as Liso and Kalunga, they're from urban backgrounds. But I still want to grow, and I would love to get into producing country and folk and more organic forms of music. That'd be really fun.
We've got Dirty Liberty with us today here on the big broadcast. DirtyLiberty.ca is their website, and you can get more information on them over there. Now, talk to me a little bit about the musical influences for Dirty Liberty.
That's a tough question. To be quite honest with you, creating the sound was all just accidental. It wasn't really an eclectic, procedure where I kind of, listened to other things and, got inspired. It was just, I was just trying to, it was just more of an experiment, like I said earlier on, like a risk. And I was just, I have a synthesizer and, a few equipment, and I was just messing around with some buttons and whatnot, and, kind of got this dirty, synthy sound, and I was like, hey, let's just build on that, and really that's what it was. The main goal, though, of the whole structure is just to take people mentally through different, emotions and feelings, and that's why, we, on our EP, we have 3 songs, but they're 10 minutes each, right? And we've chopped them up on Reverb Nation, so there's parts of them, and when you combine all of it together, it's just kind of like a mental, humorous journey that, we try to take fans on with Dirty Liberty.
You've got Dirty Liberty, and you've got the live test show on TalkRadioX.com. Check out TalkRadioX.com on Twitter at TalkRadioX. You can also check out Dirty Liberty at Dirty Liberty on the Twitter. And besides DirtyLiberty.ca, is there any other spots where people can access your music on the web?
Oh, of course. As you mentioned, the DirtyLiberty.ca is it's actually a link to Reverb Nation where we have all our songs posted. So, if you guys just want to listen to it, we got our artwork up there, all created by my partner, Sean Empire. He does a great job. You can just listen to our stuff there. You can contact us on Facebook, as you mentioned. We love talking to our fans. You can hit us up on Twitter, twitter.com/DirtyLiberty. And aside from all that, you can find us anywhere good music is sold, such as iTunes, .dirtyliberty.ca. You can find us on Rhapsody, Amazon, the list goes on.
We've got, of course, Dirty Liberty with us today, dirtyliberty.ca. When things seem to go negatively at times, how do you guys turn things into something positive?
Oh, wow. I got to think about this. You know what? Well, as a producer, I know that anything I feel, whether it's positive or negative, well, you know what? Not even as a producer, as an artist in general, anyone who appreciates art, you take those emotions and you can express them, and in a cathartic way, you can just express them through your music. So when things aren't going, right for me, and I'm kind of feeling, a little down, I can express that and, kind of create music that expresses that feeling inside of me. And usually, that helps. And in the end, sometimes it comes out great, the song, and sometimes it doesn't. But you move on.
We've got a great guest with us today here on the live test show here on TalkRadioX.com. Dirty Liberty with us. You can find them on Twitter at Dirty Liberty. You can also find them on the Facebook. It's facebook.com/Dirty Liberty and also dirtyliberty.ca. And talk to me a little bit about your background. Have you ever wanted to change the kind of music that Dirty Liberty is doing and wanted to change it to some other form of music, or any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so man, you're hitting me with some real good questions there.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I got to think about this. We haven't planned that much into the future, but going back to what you were saying, it is definitely possible, because we're not, when we present this first one was Dirty Liberty. Liberty is a dirty word, but when we present our next EP that we haven't started working on, that's something we can definitely we would consider changing up maybe the sound. Maybe, hey, instead of this time me actually DJing, maybe we can get, maybe a third person to do it, or, give their own spin on things. But it's going to be different. It's going to be a change. Maybe we'll speed it up a little, because this is a little more down-tempo.
Dirty Liberty with us today. dirtyliberty.ca is their website. As an artist, how would you define success?
As an artist, how would I define success? You know what? That's... the number one thing is to reach out to our fans. So if I could reach out to my fans, the Kaizn fans out there, and and get that feedback. Whenever you start a project, you have a goal in mind. Like for Dirty Liberty, we want to just make people enjoy themselves and have a good time. And I'm telling you, like we have people contacting us from like Bahrain and different places in Europe, and just saying, hey, groovy tune, man, that was awesome. Made us laugh, and that's a good feeling. I mean, if we could do that, I mean, hey, I feel good at the end of the day, because the number one thing is for your art to be recognized, right, as an artist.
Pretty much. Who writes and produces all the material for Dirty Liberty?
In terms of anything to do with sound production and sound, composing the actual instrumentals, that's me, Kaizn. And that just doesn't go for Dirty Liberty. That goes for our entire releases under our Think Militant Records organization. But along with me, I have a great team that works with me. I got, good friends of mine and work, partners as well, by the name of Mojos, Carlos and Gabe. They help us out, and I have a great engineer at Metalwork Studio by the name of Kevin, who helps just record and clean everything up. So I mean, it is a team effort, but in terms of just making instrumentals and all that, that's me.
Cool stuff. You can check out Dirty Liberty on Facebook. dirtyliberty.ca is also their official website as well. I want to extend our warm wishes for your success, my friend, and thanks for an awesome interview. And we hope we can attend one of the shows when you guys get out there and get things going. So be sure to keep us all informed on your updates, my friend.
Oh, for sure. And thank you so much for having me. I'll be better prepared for your questions next time.
Definitely, man. Well, we're going to play Liberty is a Dirty Word, Part 1 now here on the Live Test Show. And thanks for doing this, my friend. Thanks for being on.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Definitely, man. Have a good evening.
We're going
You too, man.
to fuck
Bye.
all over the studio. Going to fuck. We're going to fuck all over the studio. Fuck. Liberty. Dirty fucking liberty. Dirty fucking liberty. Dirty. It's KJAG. It's KJAG. Dirty fucking liberty. Dirty fucking liberty. Dirty fucking liberty. Dirty fucking liberty. The beat feels real good. It's KJAG. It's KJAG. I guess this is what we call dirty liberty. I guess. It's KJAG. I guess this is what we call dirty liberty. I guess. It's KJAG. I guess this is what we call dirty liberty. I guess. It's KJAG. I guess this is what we call dirty liberty. I guess. Kaizn is my fuck toy. Kaizn is my fuck toy.